on behalf of the class of 1991, I would like to welcome the members of the Board of Education, Mr. Polis, the Superintendent of Schools, esteemed members of our faculty, parents, students, and friends to the celebration of graduation tonight at Conneaut Valley High School. I would like to introduce Reverend Edward Baldwin to present our invocation.
Shall we all be standing, please? Our gracious and almighty God, great are your purposes and mighty are your deeds. You have made the heavens and the earth by your great power. Day after day and night after night they declare your glory and your knowledge. We marvel that you have honored us by placing us over the work of your hands, and that you have enabled us to acquire knowledge of yourself and the world in which we live. Truly, as Solomon said, the heart of the discerning acquires knowledge, and the ears of the wise seek it out. We are thankful for those who are heeding this counsel, and we covet your favor upon this commencement service and the recognition of the achievements of these graduates. May this be the beginning of a lifetime of learning and the attainment of even greater knowledge, which has as its beginning the fear of the Lord. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
It is my pleasure to now introduce Reverend William Geiger, who will present the class with a sermonette. Reverend Geiger.
It was his senior year. He only had one more week and then he was out of here. Except he had one more exam, and that was in ornithology, the study of birds. There was a class of over several hundred students, so it took quite a while for the exam to reach him. And when he got it, he could hardly believe his eyes, because all there was on the whole test were 50 blanks with pictures of bird legs next to them. Couldn't believe it, but the professor expected him to be able to identify 50 different birds only by the picture of their legs. No beaks, no bodies, no feathers, just bird legs. That was the final straw. The student stormed up to the desk, threw the exam down in front of the professor and said, "I can't take this silly exam." The professor wasn't used to being talked to that way by the student, so he demanded, "What is your name, young man?" So the student, without missing a beat, reached down, rolled up his pant legs above his knees and said, "You tell me." Like a college senior, I know that a lot of you are anxious to get your diplomas and then you're out of here. You've worked hard for 12 years and you deserve a break. This school's provided you with a good education, and what you've learned here will serve as a foundation for your future career or vocation. But it's important that you recognize that not all of life's most important lessons are learned in the classroom. There's a story about an old-timer who was being rowed across the river by a young boy. As they were going across the wide river and evening was approaching, the old man reached down into the water, pulled out a leaf, and began to study it, and asked the young man, "Young man, do you know biology?" The young man shook his head and said, "No, sir, I don't." The old man said, "Young man, you've missed 25% of your life." A little bit later on, the old man picked up a rock that was in the canoe, and he looked at it and said, "Young man, do you know geology?" The young man, a little bit embarrassed this time, said, "No, sir, I don't." The old-timer said, "Young man, you've missed 50% of your life." A little bit later, the old man looked up at the twinkling North Star and he said, "Young man, do you know astronomy?" And by now, really feeling bad, the young man said, "No, sir, I don't." And the old man said, "Well, then you missed 75% of your life." Just then the boy noticed some turbulence in the water. He looked back to the large dam that controlled the river, and he noticed that there was a crack in the dam and torrents of water were pouring through the crack. And he turned to the old man and he said, "Can you swim?" The old man said, "No." The boy just said, "Then you just lost your life." The Bible makes a similar point when it asks, "What does it profit a man if he gains the whole world but loses that which is most important, his soul?" The rock group Styx has about everything in the world that many young people want. They're rich, they're famous, they're popular, they even get paid for doing what they like to do. But if you listen real closely to the words of their recent hit song, Show Me the Way, it says, every night I say a prayer in hopes that there's a heaven. But every day I'm more confused as the saints turn into sinners. All the heroes and legends I knew as a child have fallen to idols of clay, and I feel this empty place inside. I'm afraid I've lost my faith. Show me the way. Take me tonight to the river and wash my illusions away. Please show me the way. And as I slowly sink to sleep for a moment, dreams are sacred. I close my eyes and know there's peace in a world so filled with hatred. Then I wake up each morning and turn the news to find we have so far to go. And I keep on hoping for a sign, but I'm afraid that I just won't know. And if I see a light, should I believe? Tell me, how will I know? Show me the way. Take me tonight to the river and wash my illusions away. Give me the strength and courage to believe I'll get there someday, and please show me the way. Now, I don't doubt that very many of you are asking that question right now, but you will someday. We all do. Maybe it'll be after a tough time in your life. Maybe it'll be after you get everything you want. After you have the money and the fame and the career. But you find that there is an empty space inside, that something's missing. And so you ask, please show me the way. And the song's right, it gets confusing out there. People disappoint us, our feelings betray us, our logic fails us. And so we say, if I see a light, should I believe? Tell me, how will I know? Show me the way. But I want you to know that you can know. Because someone has stepped out of the pages of history and declared, I am the way, the truth, and the life. He's left some instructions that were meant to be a lamp for our feet and a light for our path. Last Monday, we honored those individuals who died for serving our country. Among them were 5 servicemen, Lieutenant Waravka and Sergeants Lamotte, Shelley, Ripslinger, and Moore. These 5 soldiers were, during World War II, flying back from a bombing mission over Naples to their base in Benghazi when their plane disappeared. It was assumed that they had crashed in the Mediterranean Sea. But 17 years later, their plane was found 442 miles on the other side of their base at Benghazi in the desert. Their bodies were scattered throughout the desert. Sergeant Shelley had survived and courageously gone 114 miles through the desert in the 140-degree heat. A diary found beside one of the bodies explained what had happened. Earlier in their trip back from Naples, their ADF needle had indicated by changing positions that they had passed over their base at Benghazi. But not near enough time had gone by, and so the pilot became confused as to his position, as pilots often do in bad weather. And so they decided to dive down below the clouds, look for the beacon light at Benghazi, but they never found it because their instruments were right. There had been a strong tailwind that night. They'd arrived home early, and they had passed their base, and they crashed in the desert. They were lost. The sad thing is they didn't have to be. Their plane, like all the others, were equipped with the best that science had to offer at the time. And you see, the cornerstone of modern science is the conviction that the universe is governed by certain unchangeable laws. The pilot's instruments were designed to operate according to those unchanging laws, and all they needed to do was have faith in their instruments, and they would have found their way. But they didn't. While you won't hear much about it, the moral universe is governed by a set of unchangeable laws. If you let them guide you, you won't have to worry about someone showing you the way. So whenever it happens, whether it's next week or next year or in 15 years, when you wonder, will someone show me the way, remember this verse. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in Him, and He will guide your path.
Each year, we have 2 seniors selected by their peers in the honor and high honor roles who choose them to speak at the graduation ceremony. This year, the two speakers are Ms. Jennifer Kent and Mr. Larry Beveridge. It is my privilege to present for her speech, Ms. Jennifer Kent.
Sorry. Parents, friends, administrators, and faculty, welcome. It seems odd for me to be welcoming you here to this school where you have embraced us for 13 years. Those 13 years have been lengthy ones, but the class of 1991 has finally made it through. On many occasions, my classmates and I have sat there at our desks pondering, why am I here? When will it end? Many times have we felt hopeless and wanted to give up. Would we never reach the end? One day, while I was knee-deep in literature at the library, working on my senior research paper, I came across an eye-opening quote. There is only one good, knowledge, and only one evil, ignorance. I realized then that perhaps a man named Socrates had all the answers. I felt rather humbled. He had written that over 1,500 years ago, but it still rang true. Education truly is a cure-all. It heals the sick, it feeds the hungry, it solves the problems. Imagine the possibilities. Imagine a cure for AIDS, a cure for cancer, the delivery of adequate health care for all human beings, whether rich or poor. Imagine an end to worldwide famine, and imagine shelter for anyone in need. Imagine a positive victory in the war against drugs. Imagine children who will never know abuse. Imagine finding a way to combat alcoholism. These are all popular desires, as well as intellectual ones. Young people need to know that these goals are within their grasp, if they care enough to reach for them. Ignorance causes the heartache that only learning can soothe. We must learn from our mistakes, but, as the infamous pillagers that we are, we must learn before the mistakes are made. Suppose that the words of Socrates hold the key to education. Learning does not end when you graduate from high school, nor does it end when you receive your college degree. Learning goes on forever, no matter who you are or what you decide on for your career. Some of my classmates are going off to college to officially heighten their educations, but others of my friends who are going off to different fields will be learning just as much. To my parents and to the faculty of Conneaut Valley High School, you have been incredible. I always assumed that commencement was to honor the graduates, give them a chance to show off a little. Maybe a bigger reason for the ceremony is merely a huge thank you card from all the seniors to everyone who supported their endeavors. The supporters gathered here in this audience tonight certainly deserve praise. To my classmates, I wish all the good fortune possible. I think we are all experiencing some of the same feelings right at this moment. The description would be a mixture of two totally opposite emotions. We are thinking, what's next? Where do we go now? We have a feeling of hollowness because we are losing what has been one of the major components of our lives thus far. And I, for one, am also feeling a bit scared. On the other hand, every time we get to feeling a little too melancholy, this extremely loud Dennis Miller-esque voice in our head says, yeah, we are out of here. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. The next speaker, Mr. Larry Beveridge.
Members of the school board and faculty, parents and friends, I welcome you to the Conneaut Valley High School graduation ceremony for the class of 1991. We are here tonight to receive our diplomas and to see the beginning of a change in our lives and the world. From here, our lives will take on a new direction, a direction that will affect the rest of our lives. Some of us will be attending college, some of us will be working, and some of us will be involved in other activities. Someday, the only thing that we will all have in common will be the fact that we graduated from Conneaut Valley High School. As for a change in the world, in the last 2 years we have seen communism fail in Eastern Europe, Noriega removed from Panama, and Iraq invade Kuwait and then leave abruptly, thanks to the brave men and women in our coalition forces. Because of these events, our country is riding a wave of patriotism that I wish would never break. Now we need to seek a means of channeling our newfound enthusiasm into becoming more aware of how to treat our very fragile Earth. During the last 3 months of school, it seemed like just about everyone wore a shirt that was either red, white, and blue or said, "I support Operation Desert Storm." In addition to that, our student council sent care packages to service personnel from the surrounding area who were in Saudi Arabia. If only our country could work together in this way during peacetime to solve our domestic problems such as drugs, poverty, the national debt, and the AIDS epidemic. I also believe that if we work toward vanquishing these closer evils, I am certain that our country will come out ahead in the long run. Another thing that I am glad to see is that the returning soldiers are being treated like the war heroes that they are, and are not forgotten as the Vietnam veterans were until recently, when they were recognized for their service for our country. It was refreshing to see that even though some people did not support the war, everyone was united in support of the troops. Due to the worsening conditions in the Soviet Union, the United States will probably be the only superpower in the world before long. And if this happens, then we will probably be asked to provide even more financial assistance to third world nations, even though our national debt is currently at an astronomical figure. It may be the responsibility of our generation to explore ways of encouraging other industrialized nations to aid in the solution of global problems. It will be our obligation as the future educators, business people, employers, and employees of society to make sure we confront and solve the problems that we will face in the future, and to be the best that we can be. Yes, we are responsible for making a difference in our world. We can make a difference by doing our share to work hard and put into practice all that we have learned from our parents, teachers, and each other. Thank you.
As some of the speakers said today, this is a day of reflection. It is a day to look back upon the year and remember the class of 1991. I have many memories of the class of 1991, but the one that I remember the most is the one that probably they did not think I remembered. I don't remember class day. I do, but I don't remember it the most. I don't remember winning the academic challenge the most. I remember a cold and dreary day coming back from Christmas vacation when a 47-yard field goal went to the right by about 3 feet, and there were all of a sudden 430 New York Giants fans in Conneaut Valley High School. I remember walking in and being greeted to as many comments about the Bills as I could stand. I asked Mrs. Sowery about a personal day that day, but she said I needed to stay here and take it. So I found something to do, had the maintenance people put a new lock on my door, and I survived. However, as I look back at those dreary days, I can remember one term that came, one that relates to academics, athletics, and what these people up here symbolize. The motto of the Los Angeles Raiders, commitment to excellence. The Bills, by the way, they make me want to shout, and I didn't think that was appropriate for tonight. Commitment to excellence you see as you look at the 52 seniors on our stage, whether it be at Votech, whether it be academics, whether it be athletics, whether it be in a job after school, they are committed to improving themselves. This is only the first of many phases in their life. However, as we examine the total school environment, there are others that have a commitment to excellence. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to honor 3 of them. 2 that are here, and 1 who has gone on before. At this time, I would like Mr. Chuck White and Mr. Ted Gibson to come to the stage. Mr. Ted Gibson, for over 30 years, has been an educator. Not the highest paid, not the highest respected, not the highest valued job in America by a long shot, but yet he has made a difference and touched thousands. His career as an educator, along as a coach, as a friend, is a torch, a beacon burning to those young students who have decided to go on to college and major in the sciences. His 30 years of teaching experience has brought a myriad of experiences to those he has touched. He is a faculty leader. He is a personal friend, and I value his leadership and his opinions. Ted, on behalf of the Conneaut Valley High School, I present you with this plaque, which symbolizes 30 years of excellence, a commitment to excellence in education. Ted Gibson. Mr. Chuck White. My first year here, we were having a difficult time, and Chuck came down and sat in my office. I was looking across, I think the tie was half off, and he said, "Man, it don't get any better than this, does it?" And I thought, well, I can type that resignation letter in about 15 minutes. But I thought about Chuck often, and often I have gone to him for guidance, opinions, and they are well valued. For over 30 years, Mr. White has taught biology, ecology, biology too, but he has taught a lot more than that. He has taught about belief in oneself and the ability to try. He has taught about respect for parents, respect for faculty, and most important, respect for oneself. Lessons that taxpayers cannot begin to pay, but this man gives freely. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Conneaut Valley High School, it is my pleasure to present a plaque for 30 years of a commitment to excellence to Mr. Chuck White. At this time, I would like Mrs. Grace Gibson and her daughter Judy and Ted, if you'd stay up here, to come to the stage. I would like to take the opportunity to introduce you to a foreign exchange student from Thailand. I will be pronouncing her name during graduation, and I hate to ruin my only chance that I'll get at it. We call her Champu. She is very talented. It is interesting how cultures and times cross. There has always been a Gibson at Conneaut Valley High School in the science department. Ted has informed me that next year will be his last year, which means for the first time, unless through some miracle we get 50 Gibsons applying, will be the first time that we do not have a Gibson teaching. This year, we mourn the loss of Mr. Paul Gibson, a friend of many, a teacher of some in the audience tonight. I only knew Paul for a couple of years, the times that I stopped down, but to know him and to hear of his accomplishment brought me a great respect for the man. This portrait, painted by Chumpu, will go down to the Stone Memorial Library and hang there for all to view whenever they go to the library. Mr. Gibson was a member of the board of directors, he was the president, and I can't think of a more fitting place. I'd like to take this opportunity to present this to Mrs. Grace Gibson and the Gibson family, and we hope you know that Paul is always in our prayers and thoughts. Thank you. A final note, when we talk about commitment to excellence, we all mourn the passing of Miss Carole Ewing. She was an excellent friend, she was an excellent teacher. We have started a scholarship in her name, which will be given out from this day, and I hope for as long as this building is standing. When you look up the word profession or professional in the dictionary and read the definition, Carole Ewing had all those traits that you read. She was dynamic in the classroom, cared about the students, and I know I speak for the faculty when I say we will miss her, but I can assure you that her presence will never leave this building. When I think about Carole and what she has done for this school and her accomplishments, I know that if I stayed here for 35 or 40 years, I could never accomplish or do what she has done. And we will all miss her. I would now like to continue with the senior class presentations. It is my pleasure to call up the senior class officers, Dusty Rockrohr, President, Andrea Casbohm, Vice President, Michelle Graham, Secretary, and Larry Beveridge, Treasurer.
The seniors of Conneaut Valley would like to make a presentation to the faculty, to the staff, to the administration, and to our parents, and all those who supported us over our career at Conneaut Valley. We'll be giving the tomahawks that we've placed on the press box up on the football field as our gift this year. And it's a very small token of appreciation in comparison to what our teachers have done for us. Not small in physical size, they stand about 5 feet tall, but small in the fact that over these 12 years at Conneaut Valley, they've educated us. Not in education just of English and math, but in education in life. These people that we're looking at right now have molded us. They've molded us into what we will become, what we are now. For this, a small token of tomahawks on a football field will never compare to what you've given us. That will only come with time, and the time that we bring our children into this community to help it grow and prosper, and the time that we come back with our skills that we will learn to help them, help the community grow and prosper. Yes, we give you tomahawks. You've given us a life. I'd like to now turn the mic over to Andrea Casbohm, who's got a presentation from Mr. Ferko.
On behalf of the senior class of 1991, we'd like to present Mr. Ferko with this signature senior sweatshirt and thank him for a job well done.
It is now my pleasure to introduce Representative Jim Mary, who will make a presentation to the foreign exchange students this year.
Mr. Ferko, Mr. Polis, members of the school board, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen of our graduating class of Conneautville High School. I offer the entire class my congratulations tonight, but most particularly I'm here to make a presentation to a guest of the class, a guest of the community, a guest of Pennsylvania. As an elected member of the General Assembly of Pennsylvania, the last few years I've been able to get the names far enough ahead of time to know of our foreign exchange students and ask the House of Representatives to create a citation. Tonight I have 4 citations and I'd like to call them forward. I will read one of them, but I'm going to have a little problem with some of these names. I'm a little bit of a coward like Mr. Ferko. I'm going to have to gradually slip into this, but at this point, would the following come forward? Isabel Wompak, Alberta Trujillo, Chumpu, I'll do the easy one right now. Luciana Silva, now, dear guests of Pennsylvania, let me read one of these, and as the citations differ, then I'll read that. The first one here will be a citation of the House of Representatives. Whereas the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania is always proud to recognize those individuals who contribute in a meaningful way to a more culturally enriched society, and whereas Luciana Silva of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, the daughter of Newton and Dinah Silva, is a foreign exchange student at Conneaut Valley High School, and whereas during the 1990-91 school year, Luciana attended Conneaut Valley High School as an honorary senior and has been hosted by Mr. and Mrs. Dave Curtis of Conneautville. And whereas these fine people are contributing to the promotion of goodwill, understanding, friendship, and culture between the nations of the free world. Now therefore, the House of Representatives of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania expresses sincere appreciation to Luciana Silva, her family, and her host family for participating in the foreign exchange program at Conneaut Valley High School. Extends best wishes for a rewarding and educational experience that will long be remembered, and directs that a copy of this citation be delivered to her, signed by me as sponsor and the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Congratulations. A similar citation for Isabel Wambach of Brussels, Belgium. She is hosted by Alfred and Brenda Johnson of Springboro. So, Isabel, congratulations. Hey, girls, don't go away. Would you please stay up here? Isabel. Okay, thank you. Alberta Trujillo, son of Aldemaro and Alfredo Trujillo of Veracruz, Mexico, is a foreign exchange student at Conneauville High School and has been hosted by Mr. and Mrs. Fred Field of Conneauville. Juanita Shampoo Wana Gonkin, the daughter of Seraphin Wana Konkin of Bangkok, Thailand. Mike, please forgive me. Such a beautiful name. Has been hosted by Mr. and Mrs. Gary Welker of Springbrook. Now, I have problems. Either my vision's going bad or these kids are running out on me. I was sort of hoping that they'd stay here because in addition to the citation, we've often thought that it would be nice for the students to have a souvenir of their visit to Pennsylvania. So I'm able to get these desk sets, which has the American flag and the Pennsylvania flag on it, thinking that this would be something rather compact that you may take back to your homes and put it on your bureau drawer or on the kitchen table or just wherever your parents will do it. So if you come back up for it, I have one for each of you. Now I have something from Mr. Ferko, his very own flag that may be displayed upon the high school grounds. The crest was made for the big Pennsylvania flag. So please take this with my thanks, and here's a little certificate that notes that I presented it to you. So may you fly it proudly.
Thank you, Representative Mary. We will certainly display this proudly on our flagpole in front of the building. Dr. Lasko is in Texas, I believe Waco, Texas. I'm not positive, but I believe he's there attending the graduation of his son. Mrs. Diana Perry has agreed to do the presentation of scholarships and award. So, Mrs. Perry.
Thank you, Mr. Ferko. I'm very pleased and proud to be Dr. Lasko's stand-in and present the scholarship awards to the class of 1991. The Conneaut Valley High School Athletic Boosters Club is awarding 4 $250 scholarships to college-bound athletes. The first of these scholarships goes to Dusty Rockrohr. Dusty will attend Sacred Heart College to major in sports medicine. The second Athletic Boosters Club award goes to Connie Stewart. Connie plans to attend Sawyer Business School to major in computer systems management. The third $250 scholarship goes to Doug Bonura. The fourth $250 scholarship goes to Michelle Graham. Michelle will attend Slippery Rock University to major in geology. The Conneaut Valley Businessmen's Association awards 4 $250 scholarships, 2 in the academic field area and 2 in the vocational field area. The first academic $250 award is presented to Marcy Hotchkiss. Marcy will attend the University of Pittsburgh at Johnstown to major in secondary biology education. The second academic $250 award is presented to Jenner Kent. Jenner will attend Indiana University of Pennsylvania, majoring in journalism. The first of the vocational field scholarships for $250 goes to Connie Stewart. The second vocational field scholarship is presented to Ken Greiger. Ken will attend Triangle Tech in Erie and major in electrical maintenance and construction. The Conneaut Valley American Legion Post 615 offers a $600 scholarship. At this time, I would like to call forward Mr. Jim Wheeler, who will present this and the next 2 awards following. The recipient will be Jamie Village. Jamie will attend Columbia Rao Business College to major in business administration and accounting. The Crawford County American Legion is offering a $500 scholarship. Mr. Wheeler will present this scholarship to Beth Jocelyn. Beth will attend Teal College to study biological science and respiratory therapy. Conneaut Valley Masonic Lodge number 258 is awarding a $125 scholarship. The recipient is Jason Field. Jason will attend Indiana University of Pennsylvania and major in criminology with a concentration in pre-law. The Conneautville Fellows Club is presenting a $500 scholarship to a senior whose parents are active in the local fire department. This year, the $500 award goes to Shelley Graham. St. Peter's Church is offering a $100 scholarship to a graduate who is a member of their congregation. The 1991 recipient is Chris Collins. Chris will attend Penn State to major in biology. The Knights of Columbus chapter of St. Peter's Church also awards a $300 scholarship to a graduating member of the church congregation. The 1991 recipient of this scholarship is Chris Collins. Each year, Conneaut Valley High School will be offering a scholarship in memory of Miss Carole M. Ewing. The recipient this year will receive $250. This award is presented to Marcy Hotchkiss. Conneaut Valley Women's Club this year is offering 4 $250 scholarships. The first of these is presented to Shelley Graham. The second of these awards is presented to Doug Bonura. The third is presented to John Wordlet. John will attend Duquesne University to major in business. The fourth of these awards is presented to Ryan Ondarko. Ryan will be attending Butler Community College. The Paul M. Gibson Family Scholarship was established in 1989. A $500 scholarship will be awarded each year. The scholarship will alternate between a music and athletics student. The first recipient was a graduating musician, Kathy Schultz. Last year, a graduating athlete was chosen. This was Kim Gibson. For the past 48 years, there's been a Gibson teaching science at Conneaut Valley High School. Mrs. Grace Gibson taught 27 years in our elementary school. Paul spent 40 years as teacher, principal, and coach. His son, Mr. Ted Gibson, a current member of our faculty, has given 39 years to education as teacher and coach. Paul Gibson's daughter, Judy, as well as his son, graduated from Conneaut Valley High School. And Paul's 2 grandchildren also graduated from Conneaut Valley High School, Randy and Bonnie. Bonnie is also a 10-year veteran to the field of education. This year's $500 award goes to a graduating musician from our graduating class. The recipient is Andrea Casbohm. Andrea will be attending Edinburgh University of Pennsylvania, majoring in communications and media. The BC's Club of Beaver Center each year awards a scholarship to a graduating resident of Beaver Township. The recipient of this year's $200 award goes to Carole Blood. Carole will be attending Erie Business Center to major in accounting. Each year, the Conneaut Education Association offers a scholarship to the son or daughter of one of its members. This year, the scholarship is in the amount of $450 and is awarded to Jenner Kent. St. Peter's Altar Rosary Society is offering a $100 scholarship to a graduating member of their church. The award is presented to Chris Collins. The Conneaut Valley Alumni Association this year is offering 2 $500 scholarships. Mrs. Kathy Brown from the Alumni Association will be the presenter. The recipient of the first $500 scholarship is Jason Field. The second recipient is Ken Greiger. The Erie Scottish Rite Valley of Erie is awarding a $500 scholarship. The Scottish Rite Scholarship Fund is in its 9th year of giving gifts to young people to further their education. This year, 38 graduating seniors will receive these $500 scholarships. The Conneaut Valley High School recipient of this award is Marcy Hotchkiss. Taylor University in Indiana is awarding a $1,000 academic scholarship. The recipient of this award will be attending Taylor University, majoring in secondary science education. He's going to carry on the family tradition. May I present this award to Doug Bonura. Indiana University of Pennsylvania is presenting a $3,000 academic scholarship. The winner of this scholarship will be attending Indiana University in the fall, majoring in communications and media, in journalism. The recipient is Jenner Kent. Mercyhurst College awards a full tuition scholarship called the Val Sal Scholarship, awarded to the senior who will attend their school and is ranked #1 in his high school graduating class. This is a 4-year renewable scholarship of $8,800 per year, totaling $35,200. The gentleman receiving this award will be attending Mercyhurst, majoring in computer management, Mr. Larry Beveridge. I'll play teacher for a minute. Were any of you adding as I presented the foregoing scholarship awards? If you were, you should have arrived at the grand total that I arrived at for these awards, $47,325. For a little bit of information about our graduating seniors as far as what they plan to do after graduation, 39 of these class members, representing 71% of their class, are going to post-secondary schooling. I think that's a very high percentage. 6 of the students, representing 11% of their class, will be entering one branch of the military. 10 of the class members, representing 18%, will be entering the job market. This concludes the scholarship presentations, and I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate the class of 1991 for their accomplishments and the goals that they have established to further their education, and I wish them the very best of luck. At this time, I would like to introduce my co-advisor for the seniors, Mr. Cal Shreve. He's trying to hide back here in the background. And this time we are going to present the Conneaut Valley High School Academic and Activity Awards. In vocational agriculture, the award is presented to Melissa Vorsick. The art award is presented to Doug Bonura. In athletics, for girls, Connie Stewart. Athletics for boys, Dusty Rockrohr. The John Philip Sousa Band Award goes to Marcy Hotchkiss. The Business Education Award is presented to Connie Stewart. The National Choral Award is presented to Roberta Allen. The Chorus Award is presented to Douglas Bonura. The Dramatics Award goes to Ken Greiger. The English Award is presented to Jenner Kent. Foreign language, German, Jenner Kent. Foreign language, Spanish, Larry Beveridge. In industrial arts, the presentation is being made to Eric Furr. Mathematics Award is presented to Larry Beveridge. Physical Education, Girls, Andrea Casbohm. Physical Education, Boys, Doug Bonura. For Student Council President this year, Jason Field. Social Studies, Larry Beveridge. The Science Award goes to Chris Collins. The Class President Award, Dusty Rockrohr. The Yearbook Award is presented to Marcy Hotchkiss. And this year's winner of the VOTEC Award is Janice Ewing. At this time, I would like to return the program back to Mr. Ferko. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Perry. The outstanding senior is a person who, through leadership, service, and character, demonstrate that he or she has the ability to transform a senior year into an outstanding year. There were so many candidates, there were so many people that, as principal, I reviewed their averages, their activities, but when it came down to the person who, if you sat and read her dossier of accomplishments, she has devoted much of her time to being here and helping others. The outstanding senior who joins a long list of graduates on the Lou Fonsello Memorial Plaque is Marcy Hotchkiss. The academic awards. The salutatorian is the person who has the second highest academic average in our school. If you listen to the academic awards presentation, you heard this young lady's name a number of times. If you heard the presentation of scholarship money being given out, she has reaped many of the benefits that are accorded her because of her hard work and dedication to education. It is my privilege to present the salutatorian award to Miss Jennifer Kent. Valedictorian. I don't know if there's anything that this young man cannot do academically, except during practice walk up with his hands on the side of his at his side. He can do it all. Last year he led our academic challenge team to a victory. He has gotten numerous awards. He has a full ride at Mercyhurst. He is a pleasant young man, and I'm sure success will follow him wherever he goes. I am pleased and proud to present the valedictorian award to Mr. Larry Beveridge. We were also pleased this year that we had students chosen as presidential scholars. They received a very nice certificate signed by the Secretary of Education and the President of the United States. At this time, it is my privilege to present the Presidential Academic Fitness Award to Larry Beveridge and Jennifer Kent. There is also a part where it says those students that met the goals of the Presidential Academic Fitness Awards. They are the other students wearing gold this evening. At this time, I would like Sandra Bish, Christopher Collins, John Wertlett, and Marcy Hotchkiss to come to the podium. What a year it's been here for academics. I salute the seniors and their accomplishments. And now, Mr. Polis, the following students have met all requirements and responsibilities as prescribed in the Pennsylvania School Code. Therefore, by the powers invested in me by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I recommend these students to be graduated from the Conneaut Valley High School.
This year, there are approximately 200 seniors graduating from the 3 high schools of the Conneaut School District. Over 60% of them will be attending post-secondary institutions, and that compares favorably to a 47% rate for Pennsylvania's rural counties. This year's graduates will be attending such institutions as the University of Pittsburgh, Penn State, West Virginia, Kent State, Duquesne, Syracuse, the University of Rochester, Allegheny College, Robert Morris, and other well-known colleges and universities, including schools of nursing and technical schools. This year's senior class has been awarded several scholarships, and you've noticed some of them today. The combined total in the district is estimated to be in excess of $225,000. That's a fairly substantial return on the public's investment in our students and our schools. This year, as in the past, our schools have received cash performance incentive awards from the Pennsylvania Department of Education for improvement in math and reading, as well as for improved preparation for higher education. The average dropout rate in this state is approximately 3.37%. In this school district, it is less than 2%, which is the lowest dropout rate of any school district in this county. The performance of these seniors compares favorably with other school districts in this county, as well as with others in the state. They are prepared to take their rightful place in the society of the future. I don't expect you to recall these statistics, but I do expect you to leave this ceremony feeling confident about the future of these seniors. And for you seniors, it is important that you have confidence in your abilities so that you can face the challenges of tomorrow. When I hear people talking of the future and of careers, I'm reminded of a quote attributed to Chuck Noll, the stoic coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. At a press conference, a reporter asked him about the contract status of one of his Super Bowl and Pro Bowl players. Chuck Noll responded by stating that it was time for this particular young man to get on with his life's work. So too, it is time for these seniors to get on with their life's work. To help speed them on that journey, I now present these seniors, the Conneaut Valley High School graduating class of 1991, to Mr. David Johns of the Conneaut School District Board of Education for the awarding of their high school diplomas.
As a board member, there are very few things that are more humbling than to participate in this type of a ceremony. In my case, it's especially humbling. I believe that I was on the board at the time many of these children or people started in kindergarten and followed most of them all the way through. I'm humbled, I'm proud, and thank you.
Tracy L. Bowen. Eric Furr. Andrea Marie Casbohm. Christopher Terrence Collins. Marcy Denise Hotchkiss. Larry Dean Beveridge, Jr. Jennifer Kent. John Lewis Wertlett. Sandra Marie Bish. Dustin Scott Rockrohr. Michelle Lynn Graham. Michael E. Robinson. Christina Marie Wallace. Aaron Mark Taylor. Trina Lou Trimble. Ryan M. Underko. Molly Elizabeth Wolf. Carl Newton Bossert II. Christy Harmon. David James Matthews. Roberta Allen. Ted A. Humphreys. Melissa Marie Borsick. Chad A. Hammond. Bethany Sue Joslin. Douglas D. Banura. Luciana Silva. Carl Heiner Blood. Jason Patrick Field. Isabella Wampak. Alberto Trujillo Alonso. Connie Annette Stewart. Kenneth J. Greiger. Juanita Wanagunkin. Travis J. Irwin. Janice Lynn Unick. Jamie M. Village. Michelle Lynn Lilly. Richard Shannon Welker. Holly Marie Smith. Justin Wallace Hyde. David Carl Ball II. Brent M. Saloff. Jason David Minikine. Bill G. Ferry. Stephanie Joanne Klingensmith. Daryl J. Bowen. Denise Robin Wood. Andrew J. Post. Stephen G. Hospodar. John T. McGlynn. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to pronounce the graduating class of 1991. We would ask that you remain standing for the alma mater. Once again, we would like to say thank you to the members of the faculty, to the parents, grandparents, friends, Mr. Poulos, and the members of the Board of Education for coming tonight. We hope that you will join us in the recessional line afterwards to congratulate the graduates of the class of 1901 of Conneaut Valley High School.